Firegirl, Chapter 18. The sun was just under the horizon when I made my way across the yard and down the sidewalk to her street. I remember thinking that the night was coming sooner these days, even though it was still warm. Good. I was already so tired by everything that had happened. I just wanted the day to end. Why did she even ask me over? What was she expecting? What did we have to talk about? And why was I just going over as if I had nothing to do? Okay, sure, I'll drop everything and come. I was so tired. I stopped. This is so stupid. Why should I go there? So I didn't nominate her. So what? Did I have to? Was I supposed to? A rumbling sound came from somewhere behind me. I turned, and even before I realized it, the cobra was there, coming fast around the corner, tightly hugging the curb. I froze as it roared up the street toward me, its headlights blazing. So here it was after all, the awesome cobra, as red as blood, and fantastic. I couldn't believe it. I just stared. "Hey, woohoo!" came a shout from the passenger seat. Jeff was sitting next to a man with a thinning, peppered hair who wore a blue sweatshirt with ragged cut-off sleeves. The uncle. So he did exist. The engine gave out a sudden gunned roar as he rolled the fat car up really fast and then braked sharply. 3 or 4 feet away from me. Even stopped. The car looked as if it were moving. It was clear it was just pausing for a couple of minutes before roaring away. The engine sputtered and popped like gunshots. The street vibrated under me, and the thundering went up my legs. I still couldn't believe it. "Woohoo!" Jeff hooted again, arching up. "Get in!" He stood in the seat, swinging the little scoop neck door open for me. The car was so red. The finish was deep, liquid, and hot, just like at the car show that time. "Tom, this thing is so fast," he said. "You won't believe it. We've been everywhere. Come on, we'll go to get ice cream or something. My uncle's paying." The guy at the wheel checked his watch and then gave a nod as the car inched nearer to where I was standing. Heat poured from it. "Come on, Cobra Man," said Jeff, grinning. "This is for you, you know. I made him come up here from the city on a Monday night. I told him you really, really loved this car, and you got a ride in it now." I looked at him, then at the uncle. The half-bored grin on the man's face was what I imagined Jeff's might look like someday. "Come on," said Jeff, his eyes still fixed on me. "We'll drive past Courtney's house. I already called her to tell her we'd stop by. There's enough room for all of us if you guys squeeze in with me." I looked at the seats. Could I fit in there? With her? Man. I looked across the street at Jessica's house. Lights were on downstairs. "So let's do it already," Uncle Chuck looked at his watch again, and the car rolled forward. "I gotta get back." I didn't move. "What?" said Jeff. "Are you coming?" He glanced across the street now. He must have known it was her house. "Come on, Cobra Man, let's fly. Or are you going to see her? I can't believe it. Will you let it go? The Cobra. Are you the Cobra Man or not?" "Don't," I said, holding my eyes on Jeff. "Don't what?" he asked. "Don't call me that." "This is crazy," he said. "Why are you just standing there? Do you love her or something? Look, I got him to come here for you. Don't be a dork." I felt as if I were a wire filled with electricity burning up. My chest felt ready to burst. My jaw was tight. My feet tingled. I was so stiff that I felt like I could lift right off the ground, like a statue or something. I just stood there forever, between taking a step and not taking it. Then all of a sudden, I sort of jerked in front of the car. It rolled toward me, and I felt its heat pouring on my legs. "Don't be a dork. Get in." "Jeff," I said, "why don't you just—" My breath caught suddenly in my throat, and I had no voice. I finished what I was saying by flicking my finger toward the street. "Freaking Firegirl," Jeff said. Then he came out with a curse, and it said it again, and slumped back into the seat, yelling, "Let's get out of here." "Hey, I don't give a," his uncle said, slamming his foot down and ripping off down the street, swaying wide around the far corner and away. I looked there for a while, then turned back to the square of the screen on the side door of Jessica's house. Every part of me was shaking as I went up to it.